Hey everybody, we are back. Los, welcome back.
Thank you. How y'all doing?
Hey y'all, listen, we're gonna give everybody a few minutes to get in. We know we have been missing in action for a little minute now, but I promise you, it was all for the good, making some improvements to the show. Definitely, this lineup for December is crazy. Let me show y'all before we're just warming up, getting everything together before we bring our guests in the mix. But listen, let me tell y'all this December lineup. Hold on, y'all. This December lineup is a banana. So tonight we have Marcus J right here today on the 7th. Next week, we got my girl, Gabrielle Storm. We got Bambi from Charlotte coming. We got Ricochet coming. Listen, December is locked and loaded. And baby, we working on an awesome lineup for 2022. I also want to encourage you, if you are an artist, if you have whatever you do, if you have a business, we want you to link with us. So make sure that you follow us on social media. Let me let y'all know, honey. Let me get it together. Don't mind me. I'll be all over the place. But make sure you're following me on one of the social medias listed below, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really be on Twitter like that. TikTok and YouTube. And y'all, please make sure that y'all follow my brother Lawson got on Tick and Talk, honey. He is TikToking and carrying on. So make sure y'all find Los on TikTok so that y'all can follow him being a Los. We need to have a video of me just telling him shut up 50 times. But that's a story for another day. I'm gonna be nice. We back. We didn't turn over a new leaf, y'all. We are back in the mix. Like I said, trying to wait on some of the hometown people to get in here. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we got a mega house tonight, y'all. I'm so excited that Marcus J is here. He has new music. We're gonna talk about all that. He has new music out. It just dropped on the 4th. Me and Losta already listened to it, so we're gonna give you our opinions. I don't know if we're gonna do that when he get on here or before. But anywho, listen. Me and Losta listened to the whole thing, so we're gonna definitely talk about that. New music, all that good stuff. So we got Marcus J coming up in just a little bit. So we definitely want y'all to be, up to par as to what is going on, honey. So listen, make sure if you're watching via Facebook or watching via YouTube that you're in the comment section. We do read the comments throughout the night. Your questions, your concerns, your whatever. Make sure you're on there. I know I shared it on my personal page as well. So make sure that y'all are watching, tuning in. Also, to be tuned during the month of December, DJ Kels and friends, meaning Los. Oh, I got more friends than Los. But anyway, we are feeling very generous throughout the month. So you never know when we're giving away prizes or gifts throughout the month. So we do have some sponsors that have some gifts that we're going to give away, some businesses that you'll be hearing about on next year, and some businesses you'll be hearing about this month. So we do have giveaways coming up this month, but stay tuned. I know y'all don't see him on here now, but Marcus J is going to be up in a little bit. We just warming it up, honey. We just getting it good. We want to make sure everybody in here. We don't want you to miss one beat, but baby, we are excited to be back. Like I said, we took a little break, and let me explain myself because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, y'all just stop and start or pick a pick." Listen, baby, the holidays are busy. First of all. Second of all, I want to make sure I'm giving y'all quality. I want to make sure I'm giving y'all good content. And also, to look at Los over there eating. Ah! Los is over there tearing something up. What you eating?
My
I'm in
plate from
business,
Ben's
and this
Boys.
is eating. What you eating?
This plate from Ben's Boys.
You know what? Sidebar, me and Los, we definitely need to do some mukbangs and food reviews. Because whatever he was describing he ate earlier today, I don't think I want that. But other than that, we could definitely, because baby, we can read you and give you some reviews on something. But that's a story for a whole nother day. We want to make sure we have good content. And also too, in case y'all didn't know, my boy Los is in school, and y'all know this is exam week. He been having papers
Yeah,
galore, and so I do try to be sensitive to that. And also too, speaking of exam weeks and graduates and all that good stuff, well, Los ain't graduating yet, but it's on the way. It's on the way. It's loading. We want to send a very big congratulations, DJ Kels, congratulations,
whoop,
and friends to none other than our girl Kiki, who has knocked out another Masters. and she probably gonna cuss me out for doing this on social media. But I want to congratulate you, really, 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 from the bottom of both of our hearts. We absolutely love you, and we watched you grind. And listen, if you ain't never been in school or whatever, or you've never taken up some extra coursework or classes, and maintain a job and maintain just life in general, baby, it's a lot. So we really congratulate you. And if you want to keep going for degrees, girl, you just keep right on going. Lowe's got some
Is
more
that
loaded up too.
PhD? Oh yeah.
Listen, y'all, we got some hot topics we're gonna talk about tonight. Before we bring Marcus J up, let me see, where do I want to start? Do I want to be messy first or happy? You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it like this. Let me introduce Marcus J and let's bring him in because I want to hear his opinion on some of these topics. So check this out, y'all. So I met Marcus J. If I can think, make my mind, probably around middle school. So basically, where the area that I'm from, the way it works is we have, or at the time, we get on up there. At the time, we had three elementary schools that poured into one middle school, and then from there, supposedly at that point in time, one high school, so on and so on. But then by the time we got to high school, they built another high school, so Marcus J actually graduated somewhere else. But the story is basically I met him in middle school, and how you kind of keep up loads with people through social media or whatever. And I was like, okay, he into music, whatever, whatever. But to watch somebody's craft and watch it from a distance sometimes can be a very beautiful thing because you can see like the growth, you can see like, but you don't know the story behind it. So tonight we're gonna learn the story behind the music, the story behind the man, and we're gonna really get in there tonight. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm about to bring Marcus J in the mix. Ba, ba, ba.
What's happening?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Let me change this format just a little bit, y'all. Los, how you get over there?
Well, I was like, "What you doing?"
I'm trying to change the format, but I didn't know I was gonna put you over there. Unless you Aggie, we're gonna leave it like that for now. But anywho, we got Marcus J on here. I wanted to bring you on while we get ready to talk about some of these hot topics.
All right.
And then we want you to introduce yourself to all the viewers and stuff. We got some people pouring in. Hey, if y'all are watching, make sure you're in the comment section. Comment, say something to us. Comment, like, share, give your opinion because we don't know you're there if you don't say nothing. Okay. So we do have some viewers getting in here. So make sure also too that you are following Marcus J on all social media platforms as well as your streaming sites. And we're gonna get into all the streaming and the music a little bit later. Also too, let's see here. Let's get into these hot topics. So I think I'm gonna start messy first. I feel it in my spirit. All right, so let's go here. Boom. Stevie J files for spousal support in divorce from Faith Evans. So my question tonight for the viewers watching, as well as my fellows that are on, do y'all feel like guys should ask for spousal support? Like it kind of surprised. I saw he filed for divorce. And then the next thing, okay, this is how it played out. He filed for divorce. Then the next thing we know, they were posting pictures together. Then he was still filing for divorce, and now he filed for spousal support. So, but allegedly, he's saying that Faith Evans did cheat on him. So it came out, and then it was later confirmed. I guess he later confirmed it. So that's why I think he's seeking the spousal support. So he's not just like trying to take old girl money. Like I guess he feel like
Do they have children
violated.
together?
Say what?
Do they have children together?
No, they've only been together for 3 years.
Okay.
No children together.
When you put it like
Carlos,
that,
You go first, bro.
I was gonna say when you put it like that, if you done cheated on me, yeah, I want you to pay me.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, run me my bag.
Comment section. I want to hear what y'all think too about Stevie J asking this woman for this spousal support.
Is it my turn?
It is. Go ahead, Marcus J.
I don't really understand. I just to keep it real, I can never have a woman pay for like my life. I don't know. I don't want to sound, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
I don't really know. And maybe it was a spite thing. You know,
Mm,
I never. So they were married. So I've never been married. So I don't know what it's like for your wife to cheat on you. I don't know what kind of toll
right,
that might take on somebody. Maybe he can't work. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he.
right.
You know what I mean? So that's rough. I wouldn't do it, but hey,
It's a sticky situation. I don't know. I guess from me and my perspective, it is very important for those of you who are getting married. I know y'all got love, trust, honesty, all the good stuff in the beginning. It is very important that you get them good old prenups so that what you came in there with is what you leave out with. And nothing more and nothing less.
I didn't. Okay, I had to hit a button. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat too. Pat
Almost definitely.
AJ Simon, and my man DJ Ray Scholar. You know what I'm saying?
What's
I,
up,
I had to
everybody?
hit a button. Okay, now I can see the comments. Cool. All right.
Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, hey everybody in the comment section. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. And I hope this is not your first or last time. We definitely too, because I'm looking at who's in here. We definitely want to link with you guys. Let us know. We want to bring y'all on. We want to talk about what y'all got going on. And Miss Passion, we got to have you back. So yeah, so y'all stay, all y'all stay in connection too. After this is over, because we definitely want to bring y'all highlight y'all businesses and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
all of the wonderful endeavors, your music, all that stuff that y'all got going. Y'all, okay. Okay. I think that was a pretty good analysis. I don't think we can go no further. I think we just got to watch that one play out.
Yeah. So
On a happier note, a more positive note, we got Megan the Stallion graduating, y'all, and she is opening up a assisted living center and plans to hire recent HBCU grad students. So, for all of you that are graduating from HBCU, you might want to follow Megan Thee Stallion. Marcus J, you're a graduate of HBCU, correct?
yes, I am. Winston-Salem State University.
All right, all the Rams in the comment section. What's up?
Yep.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about that? I feel like, for me personally, I feel like it's a great way to use her platform because a lot of times people just look at artists for just that, the artist side. And they don't look at like these people, have degrees. These people are working and trying. The fact that she not only just went, got her degree, whatever, whatever, but trying to open a door for others because it is very hard. Now, Los, I ain't trying to discourage you because I know you almost at the graduate part, but it is very hard when you're graduating. I don't care if it's high school, grad school, law school, whatever school. It is very hard sometimes that job placement. I don't care how many degrees and certifications you have. Um, because the jobs in your field you don't have experience for. Then you go and get a job that will hire anybody entry level. And then when you go to find a job in your field, well, you have experience, but it's not in the right field. Well, you wouldn't hire me. So the fact that she's trying to open a door for other people, I think that's awesome. Because a lot of times when people walk through a door, honey, they forget all the people that are behind them.
Right.
What are y'all thoughts on Megan and her new ventures?
Um, I love it just because that's something that like I wanted to do. Like, so it's like to see another black person, like us another black young person with the same mindset to be able to like help those that are like on the same level as them. I'm all here for it.
What you think, Marcus?
I think it's great. Like a lot of times when you listen to artists and the content of their music, you would never think that they did things of charity and of substance. And not to say like her music sounds like she's
No, no, I agree
you know what I
wholeheartedly
mean?
with you.
Even me personally, like you listen to one of my songs and be like, he's probably like not, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, a song is like, it's like a picture. It's a snapshot in time. So I like whenever artists, regardless of how their music sounds, I like whenever they do stuff like that because it shows that no matter, what the scope of the music is, at the end of the day, most of them is just humanitarians and philanthropists that are talented. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I think it's great. You know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that it is very much something very needed for us to see artists step out of the box and out of the box that we kind of place them in too. I think a lot of times, like I know just for me, I work with kids and a lot of them, they look up to rappers. That's what they want to be. That's
Yeah.
who they look up to. And so I always take time to let them know how many rappers actually have degrees, what their degrees are in, or how many, some of them didn't finish, but they went to school. And I think it's very important that they know that it's more than just the music videos that you see or whatever they portray or whatever you think you know about a person. Sometimes people have a whole nother life and a whole nother side to them. And I think it is very important for us to be multifaceted. Like, yeah, you might, turn up 1 minute, but you might go to the office the next. Like, we might see you suit and tied 1 minute, and we might see you baggy jeans the next minute. I think it's very important to be true to all of the sides of you, and that's for all our viewers too. Like, whatever you do, honey, embrace all the parts of you. I think that that
Yeah.
is very important. Speaking of which, we are about to kind of like sort of take a little break for a minute. And we're actually going to listen to one of Marcus J's songs from his latest project that is out now. Listen, if y'all don't have it already, you need to stream it, download it, get it right now. Get it right now. Like right now, like take a little pause, go to all your little sites, whatever you go to, and you definitely want to make sure that you are listening. We're gonna get into it right here, you guys. This one is called Every Day, so we want you guys to vibe out to this one for a minute, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. Little do you know I do this every day. I'm achieving while it's non-believers in my way. Too much social media can ruin days. Up close and personal. That's how I choose to play. Pay to play. That's gonna be my label name. That's the only way that you get in the game. You think it's only skill, you must be insane. Could have been a millionaire several different ways. Family gave me no support and niggas tend to hate. So I moved to California looking for a change. I ain't had no family there, niggas did the same. Now I'm at the Metro digging, looking for some change. Homeless and alone, I had to find my way. I let this skid roll, doing some hard days. I could have moved back, but did it the hard way. I got my groove back and got a place on Broadway. Without a budget, niggas still drop the hard tape. Niggas wouldn't give me listens during card games. I say fuck what they all say. Let me light this blunt and take it to my face. I can only be the person that the heavens made. We return it to the wind and we will never fade. Had to learn to lose and win, I do it all the same. I write a song and pray, I do this every day. Told my papa wanna rap and all he did was laugh. I told my mama too, she told me do my math. Beaming with the gold smoke started from my dad. She asked me for the keys, that was what she couldn't have. She told me I could leave, I only took a bag. I wasn't in the streets, I was living with my dad. A level of responsibility I never had. Graduation coming quick and time was moving fast. 17 I had to slip and almost was a dad. I never sold a gram of weed until my undergrad. I never claimed what you claim, it was just a bag. A few people know my name but not because of rap. But how I feel about this music ain't no turning back. I made an effort to collaborate for what I lack. When you get next to greatness you do not know how to act. I make you lose your character and I'm proud of that. I remember we was rapping in the 7th grade. We got to high school, then we went our separate ways. Every time I go alone, I'm not afraid. Cause when I do it by myself, there's only God to praise. I can only be the person that the heavens made. We return it to the wind and we will never fade. Had to learn to lose and win, I do it all the same. I write a song and pray, I do this every day.
All right, you guys, listen in the comment section. Let us know what you think about that one. Let us know what you feel about that one. Like, honestly, when I listen to, well, I want people like everything to be my favorite song in the moment, but that was literally one of my favorite songs when I listened to it. Los, what did you think when you heard the track?
It was like
My bad, Los.
it was like a breath of fresh air. Like honestly, because a lot of rappers are out here just rapping about females, money, weed, just stuff that has no substance. So it's like just to hear the substance in it, it was really. just the vibe, you know.
I have to agree with you. It was very refreshing to hear like something with some substance, and not only that, like it just gives a whole vibe. Like the whole project gives a whole vibe. Like I definitely could put that in my playlist to if I'm going on a road trip or something like and listen to it on repeat and not get tired of it. But honestly, Volume One is like that too, Los. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. Volume One is like that too, but to me, Volume Two takes it to a different kind of level. So I guess before I get into my questions, because well, I left them in the other room, but I got them up top. Anywho, I guess for us, Marcus, what was your motivation in making this particular project? Like, what were you trying to prove with this project?
Um, well, for one, when I made Volume One, it was almost like a deal with myself. So, because I didn't just name it, like, because a lot of times a movie would come out or something would come out, and then it doesn't get named to Part One until Part Two is released. You know what I'm saying? But when I
Right,
did Part One, I had it set in my mind that I was going to do 3 volumes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a finisher. I'm somebody who likes to finish things. So it was just, being midway between the end goal, you know what I'm saying, or end game. Like the middle of the stretch. Like, so it started out the first day I recorded, I think it was 5 songs in like 2 hours. No, I'm sorry. No. 4 hours. 5 songs in 4 hours. And I was just gonna make it an EP. And then, excuse me, I got inspired by some events, that happened in my life. So I ended up writing like 4 more songs. I actually had one song in the vault, and I wrote 3 more songs. And I think, depending on what's happening with me, if I feel like there's enough pressure around me, I feel like the greater the project is. So pressure in my life started building up. So then I said, you know what, this is enough. This is enough to stand up against Volume One and be a Volume Two because I had so much. Because I was just gonna do another EP because I was kind of not sure, but the content kind of was. It just kept coming, so that it just ended up being 10 songs. It was originally 4, the 5 EP, then it was an 8 track album. Then I added 2 more, and I said to myself, "This is Volume Two. Like it has to be." So that's kind of how it came along.
okay. So for us, walk us through kind of like your timeline of music. Like, when did you get interested in music? Like, where did it spark from, or have you always been?
Um, so if you listen to Every Day, there's a
Uh
line in
huh.
that song where I say, "I remember we was rapping in the 7th grade."
Right.
I'm not gonna say who those people were. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. They know who they are. We was all talented. I was the best, of course. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. But we used to have freestyle battles. We used to write our
Uh huh.
rhymes, come back to class and sing. And it all spawned from the movie. I think it was 8 Mile came out. I think that's what it
Yep.
was.
That's about the right time frame.
And
Look
so
at
me and
Los. It's before your time, Los.
yes, but me and my brother would like a lot of this stuff happened by accident too. Like only reason I watched 8 Mile is because I saw a movie with my girlfriend at the time, and my ride wasn't coming until like for some reason 2 hours later. So I snuck into 8 Mile. I was like, we was like the 14, 13, something like that. And that's the only reason I saw 8 Mile. I snuck in there, and then from that it was like I think I was that old. I can't remember how. I think it was something like that. But from there it just kind of like started. Just I would be somewhere and somebody would be like, "Yo, you rap," and I would be like, and this is when I was really young, and I'd be like, "Yeah," and he's like, "All right," and I do too, and we would just start rapping and talking about it, and it was just really like kind of weird how it happened. So I went to college, and because I had been writing all throughout high school, and I'm going to Winston State, and I have no idea what it's going to be like. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess I should start rapping because I'm about to go to college. So who up there is going, who up there is a rapper? Little did I know that when I got to state, it was the beginning of the end. It's kind of the beginning of what you see now is of
Okay.
everybody in our community understanding that hey, we could, this is something this is a hobby, it's a moneymaker, it's fun, and it can be a hustle. So then is whenever we became young adults and we were like, well, let's try to rap for real. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, going. I mean, it's a long story from there to now, from LA and everything like that. But it's just honestly, it's like it wouldn't leave me alone. I know it sounds
Okay.
crazy. Like I hadn't made it. I'm not famous. I'm not rich. I don't have a bunch of followers. But it's almost like, how could I not write this song when I feel this way and I hear this and it sounds this good in my head? So it's just always been like I kind of felt like I probably shouldn't keep this to myself. So I just keep creating music. I just keep making stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and not to sound like arrogant or cocky, but when I hear some stuff that's on the radio or already out there or some people like, I'm like, you know, okay, if he got rich off that, you know what I'm saying? I should probably,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just,
Look, we wholeheartedly agree because sometimes I feel like a lot of times popularity in the marketplace overrides talent. When in
right.
reality, it should be talent overriding popularity.
But so, you know what?
But
Nicki Minaj, and I was really surprised to see this. She had, you know how people share a lot of reels and posts and stuff, and she was talking in front of an audience, and she said herself, she was like, "What you hear on the radio was popular, not was talented." You know what I'm saying?
right,
And it's cool, and even locally, you know, it's like it's a popularity contest. But I mean, you know, what's real is gonna sustain. You know what I'm saying? What's really good, you know, a solid product is gonna be around. So that's one thing that has always kind of driven me too. So
right. Most definitely, I definitely agree with you on that. As far as like, I know, like for me, even with music, like I started taking my piano lessons as a kid or whatever, and I've always been around music, musical family, whatever. But I never would have thought I would have been DJing. However, it's like you said, like it just won't let up. Like it keeps giving you opportunities to do it. It keeps being opportunities where people need you in certain areas. So it's just like it just kind of like it presents itself, you know. So
yeah,
it's
like
like
this,
once you
like
feel
this right here.
that,
You know what I'm saying? Like this is a perfect example. Um, I got the show on the 16th. Shout out to Chris Corrado. And then, like
right,
within the same week, you hit me up about this. You know what I mean? And so it's like
right.
I have to. You know, like, why would I not? You know?
Speaking of which, let me give a segue. So you have a show on the 16th. Here's the flyer, everybody, for those who did not know. And we'll also be posting this on our DJ Kels pages so you guys can see it. I know we kind of distracting you because we in the background and stuff, but got a show coming up on the 16th in Charlotte.
Oh, Rock
Um,
Hill, Rock Hill.
it's in Rock Hill, my bad. It's in
Yeah,
Rock
yeah,
Hill. See, I was
yeah,
gonna have y'all in the wrong place. It's in Rock Hill. Don't listen to me, but watch what we say. Um, so what's up with that? How's that coming to be?
I actually did it last year. So Christopher Corrado, shout out to him. He's a comedian in Charlotte, South Charlotte. Um, he's a boxing announcer. He's into that. He's a boxing announcer in Rock Hill.
Okay.
Um, we developed a relationship through me. Uh, I hang around entertainers like comedians. You know, rest in peace, Timothy Johnson, one of my closest friends, passed away at the beginning of the pandemic. I met Chris through him, going to his comedy events. You know, because I tend to place myself around the industry, the entertainers, people who do something with the arts, and just doing that, I've developed that relationship with Chris. I actually did a show last December at a place called Celebrations. My father came out and played back up on the drums. He's coming also this time, and I'm thinking hopefully I have a keyboard player to back us up. So we're bringing a two-piece band or a three-piece counting me, and it's just been just keeping that relationship solid. I go to a couple of his comedy events a couple times a year just to let him know I support him, and he keeps me in the loop. That's what it is.
That's what's up. I think that's very important. If you're watching, especially tonight, if you're a creative, you need to stay around other creatives because sometimes you hit roadblocks, you get to the point where you get burnout, you like, dang, maybe this ain't for me. You need to be around other people, even if they don't do the same thing you do.
Right.
Like you need to be around other artists, other, whatever. I don't care if it's culinary arts, visual arts, if you're dancing, rapping, DJing, singing, playing an instrument. Listen, you need to stay around people who have the same creative mindset because you can bounce ideas off of them and it's very helpful. And you just never know who can help open doors. I know, like for me, I built friendships with like different photographers or videographers or caterers or whatever because sometimes you're in the clutch. You might be like, for me, I might be dealing with a client and they might be like, man, I really wish I had a live music component. and I can say, "Hey, what you looking for?" Oh, I know Marcus J. He can come through, spit a couple bars, blah 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 blah. Like you just never know who you can help open the door for, who you can bounce ideas off of, who you can work with. Like
And
so,
see,
I
that right
always
there
say,
for me, not to cut you off, my bad.
"Oh, you
That
good?"
right there for me is what supersedes popularity,
Right.
relationship, like solid relationship.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because that popularity is wishy washy, waxing and wane, and back and forth. But solid relationships, the word solid is in it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's gonna change about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think too, like just like you said, just building those solid relationships. So with okay, so where you are in your life. So okay. So when you left Winston, you automatically went to LA?
Nah. So when I left Winston, I was I was living the lifestyle that most people rap about. Honestly, like it might be hard to believe, but that's why I left Winston. It was more
Gotcha.
not. Not I wasn't like a kingpin, nothing crazy, but it was like
Right.
women involved, and I had enemies, and
Yeah.
a bunch of
That's that
stuff.
lifestyle though.
Yeah,
Like that's
it was
real.
crazy.
I
It was
mean,
crazy, and so I honestly, so Atlanta was the closest thing that made sense to me. I had a couple songs. I had some other things I was doing, and I put all my stuff in the car, went to the A. I really didn't have a plan. I just went out there, just slept in my car for a few nights. But this is the interesting thing about it though. So before I went, I was compelled to go. It's not like I just kind of went. I was compelled to go.
okay.
I
Because I was
feel
gonna
like
ask, like, you just up went?
this is the thing that's gonna bring it home. I was compelled to go by a high power, and this is real. So when I went, I didn't know anybody down there. I fell in contact with a few people in the music industry. Nothing crazy. I didn't find who I was looking for clearly. Um, so I'm down there for 2 days sleeping in my car.
Mm,
And I called my dad and I told him what I did. I'm like, hey, bro, I just went to Atlanta on a. So he said, all right, I'm gonna call you back. And in probably 5 minutes, he called me back and was like, all right, you got a family member out there. I was like, what? I didn't even know. I had no idea. Somebody who had actually lodged with him whenever he came home from the military. So it was like a
okay.
revolving door. This guy stayed with my dad when I was a kid, grew up, did his thing. He's a grown man now. He lives in Atlanta. Guess who needs a place to stay? Me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I could have never had planned anything like that. So I feel like I was rewarded for following my path, the journey that God had set out for me because I just felt compelled to go with no plan, and I ended up having somewhere to stay for 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then after that, I went further south in Georgia for another 3 months. I got into some fashion um, and some other things that I probably shouldn't have, but the fashion was like half of the situation. And I helped some guys. They had an idea for a clothing company. It was some college guys. I met them through a friend I had in Atlanta. He had a younger brother. We went out there, did our thing, and we helped them with their fashion show and their clothes and all of that. And from there, I went to Atlanta. I mean, excuse me, I went to Los Angeles from there. I had a
Okay.
friend out there at the time who was doing some acting, and it's kind of being an artist is exposing because you have to talk about things that was not good at one point that might be better now, and people are involved. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about me going to Los Angeles, there's a couple things about it. I only went within 2 weeks of me knowing I was going. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I'll go. After saying no 1,000 times, I just went. I ended up going. Um, within 2 weeks too. And if you hear my dog barking, excuse me, I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine.
Um,
Listen, we done had dogs barking, babies crying on this show. We done had a lot of
right,
stuff.
right, right, right. And so anyway, so I get to LA, and me and him, we don't see eye to eye. So before a year is up, I'm on my own, and I don't, I can get in. It's a whole nother story, but the time I spent in LA, uh, I was out there to pursue music, to do hip hop, but there's so many
Mhm.
different layers to life that I had to do all these other things to prepare myself to be able to do rap music. And that's where my career in the service industry, the hospitality industry, just being able to, you know, deal with that, and also just deal with people in general living in a large city, you know, just all the different things that come with the politics of the LA, gang politics and the streets and all of that. So I gained a lot of life experience aside from, I probably gained more life experience than I did music industry experience living in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? So, and on the back end though, I think that also helped me as an artist because it gave me more content that I would not have had I never left Union County. You know, I
And
think
that's
that's
I think too, like I think especially for artists that are putting out content, music, things like that. I think when you live different places, it helps you to pick up different things.
right,
Like
right,
it's a little bit of everywhere you've been in your music.
right,
Like I know for me personally, DJing, my first year of college, I was at Virginia State, which I've learned a lot of life lessons, a lot of great things. But one of the big things I was exposed to go-go music. I had never been exposed to go-go music before. But now when I'm in the part if I'm in a party and somebody's like, yeah, we got this cousin from Maryland, I already know what to play that's gonna make them like, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Different
right,
regions are known for different things.
right.
And I feel like LA's hip hop scene is different as
Yeah,
well as just the lifestyle too. West Coast
yeah.
living is totally different.
Oh yeah,
And
and
then
definitely culture
too,
shock.
that's what I was about to say, that culture
Definitely
shock. And
culture shock.
then when you coming from a small town, a small county community to something way larger, just having and that learning how to adapt when you're a fish out of water by yourself
Right,
is a lot different than adapting at home. You might be somewhat by yourself, but there might not be somebody that can come to your rescue, or at least like they might be a few hours away, but it's not like we got to take a whole venture to come and see you.
right, right, right. Yeah,
So I think it adds so much because I was just like I said, I'm not gonna tell y'all the whole thing. Y'all have to literally listen to this project from start to end, and you can really hear about this man's whole life story in here. Now, one thing I did want to ask you, so as far as like inspirations, like music wise, do you have any major influences that you feel like in your music?
um, I think everybody has the same core. I'm not gonna say everybody, but if you don't mention, you know, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, um, Nas, Jay Z, you know, if you don't mention those guys, you lying. You know what I'm saying? But I would say, you know, I want to say definitely Tupac for sure. And even though that's cliche, but I like Grand Hustle. I've always been a Ti Grand Hustle fan. Hustle Gang. You know what I'm saying? I like when I went to California, I was introduced to a lot of West Coast rap that I had never heard, and that's one thing. You know, we grew up in Monroe High School listening to certain music, saying this is whack, that's whack, this whack. So when I looked at LA, I went out there and I saw them live. It might have been certain songs that we grew up to that they grew up to that we thought was whack, but I saw them living the songs that we used to not listen to. So I had a respect for it now. So like I always liked DJ Quick, but when I went to LA, I was really educated on DJ Quick. I like DJ Quick. I like Dog Pound. Dog Pound sounded Death Row. Um, I grew up on East Coast music, but my influence I can't safely say my influences have changed though because like I said, I was exposed to so much more. Um, who would be somebody who nobody would imagine think? I don't know. I would say my top though, probably if I had to pick top three, it would be Jay Z, Ti, and Tupac. Probably my biggest three.
Okay, I think
Jay,
they're definitely in
yeah,
my
J,
tops too. Like, I'm a
I
big
would do
T.I.
J
fan.
Cole for sure too. J Cole most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now when me and Los were discussing your music, we was like definitely on a J. Cole vibe. So I was like, is he gonna say it? Or we gotta say it for
Right. I
him?
was like,
Like, because when I
Yeah,
was telling Los, because when I briefed him on the music before he listened to it, I was like, he was like, what does it sound like? Because we're dealing with a lot of artists that we're bringing on, and I was like, it give you like a J. Cole vibe. Like, I feel
right.
like this one gives you that kind of like Forest Hills Drive kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like the first volume 1 gives me like a mixtape J. Cole, like when he was still young Simba J. Cole. I think it gives me that vibe.
yeah.
Um,
So see, I don't. I feel like when I listen to Cole's music and I listen to my music, I see him ahead of me, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like my first album, somebody told me that I sounded intelligent. And I told them I was trying not to. Not like I wasn't trying to sound stupid, but I was not trying to be complex. And I think with this one, I feel like if I wanted to be more coldish, I could, but I choose not to, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I like because it's like for me, there's I can have fun and write a song. I can think really hard and write a song. So, and they can both be great songs, but it's like I'm not gonna be thinking of hard for people not to be missing it, and not to be engaged.
Right.
Be honest, because I dropped a song on my first album called Division of State. And it's like economy about to break, virus is all on the brink, president lose the debate. This is division of state. What I'm saying is they call it the United States, but if you see overseas, those are states, but they're not united. They're all divided up. And if you look at a lot of these red states that we have in America, they don't want to be a part of what they got going on, and the blue,
Right.
the vaccine, the mask, and everything else. Like it's almost like the states are divided rather than being union. You know what I'm saying? United. Once something is united, it's a lot more harmony involved. You know what I'm saying? But see, I just went all deep with one song, but that's not gonna give me, an X amount of plays. So I like to have fun. I would rather have fun with my music. Like on the number two, like on the track on the new joint, I know. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more festive. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I would rather do it like that. If that's the temperature, why not have fun? You know what I'm saying? So I
I
feel
think
like
it shows your versatility as an artist,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
which I think is very necessary. Let me see. Let me see. As far as like, do you feel like you had any motivation or any influence, like family wise or close friends or anything like that, that really kind of like spearheaded your music?
Yeah, 'cause my
Or
family.
sometimes the lack thereof spearheads it too.
I was gonna say, my family piss me off all the time.
That gives good
That
content.
make me mad. So yeah, that no, no. But like I was saying before, it's a lot of things. Uh, a lot of things might have been patched up or in the process of being patched up. And
Mm,
it's like for me, I'm if I'm gonna make music, I'm gonna do it. Like if I made a deal with myself to do 3 volumes, the EP in between each volume, then I'm not gonna hold back. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to listen to a song that the baby or Moneybag Yo or anybody else has released and they just uncensored, and I'm sitting there scared to talk about a disagreement I had with my mother when I was. But it's like, well, hey, if it's real, when it's real, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Or a disagreement I have with my brother or a close friend and I see him a lot now. You got to be bold enough to you know, to write your pain, as DMX said, write that pain. You know what I'm saying? And so if you listen to it, I touched on some family issues that I was hesitant. I even changed a few lyrics, honestly. Um, and in one song in particular, just to not create such a shock value. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
right.
like, I'm still people can reach out and touch me. I'm not like, and I know everybody coming to me that I see. What you mean by, so,
Right.
I'm still accessible. So, they can, you know what I'm saying? But I doubt they will. It's not like but,
I think it was just very honest, and I think that a lot of people can identify with it because I know, like, especially when you're talking about like the kind of resistance with the parents and stuff. I think a lot of times, especially in our era, especially like I know for me, my parents are kind of older, so like when I tell them like about like my god brothers or my cousins and stuff that's like rapping and stuff, my mom's philosophy is, oh, everybody want to be a rapper now. Why don't they get a
right.
real job?
And
Like
I
that's
want to talk about that too in a second.
okay.
Whenever you get done, ask me about that, please.
I definitely will. So
Yeah,
I know for her, like when I tell her that I'm coming with excitement, like, oh, so what's up rap now? My mom like, okay, what else they doing? So I feel like sometimes it's just a generational thing. Like they have these high hopes and dreams of doctors and lawyers and suits and ties. And not saying you can't be both, but I think sometimes when we start exploring that artsy side, it's almost like, okay, they don't pay the bills. Or I didn't sacrifice for you to do, AAU and this, that, and the third. and you want to be a rapper, you want to be a painter, you want to be, making fashion and clothes.
Right.
They look at it like I invested. Like they look at us as their investments. We didn't pay for piano lessons. We didn't pay for traveling basketball, and you want to be a rapper. So please, Marcus J. Because when I think of your mom, I don't know her like that. I just know her from school. For those who are watching and don't know, she was an ISS teacher. See, I was a good child, though, so I didn't see her like that. I saw her in the hallway, so I didn't even go to ISS to meet the woman. So I just like, hey, Miss Higgins, and kept it moving. Um, so, but for those of you who are in the comment section that was there and you know what for ISS, shame on you. Ain't no telling how you turned out. No, I'm joking. But oh Lord, my mama in the comment section, y'all didn't
Right.
warn me.
Hey,
Lois, you
here
didn't
you
warn
go,
me.
Tia. So, look, check this out. Check this out.
Okay.
Listen. People don't know, man. I listen. I was in the band in the sixth grade,
Okay.
seventh grade, and the eighth grade, and the ninth grade. All right, I'm a musical person. I play the piano by ear. You know what I'm saying? I used to write and recite poems in church and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Been in front of crowds ever since I was young, always. So I've I've never really I didn't just decide as a man, let's rap. You know what I'm saying? As I said before, when we was 13, when we was 12, we was 11 and 12, we was having a rap battle. And clearly we discovered we had talent. It just depends, are you the type of person that was going to cultivate that and take it serious, X, Y, and Z? I tell people this all the time. I say, in the 90s, everybody wanted to be like a basketball player, and then in the 2000s, everybody wanted to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But then, they say, well, what choice do black people have? Did they make that statement? You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of, it's like, it's true, but it's not. We have options, but a lot of times society doesn't present those options to people with our skin color, or you might be born into a situation where it's not readily available. So you have to take a few extra steps. So athleticism or creativity is your outlet. But I just want to say though, I'm not somebody who's only good at rapping. You know what I'm saying? I put, you know, I put the same amount of effort into my occupation, which is not rapping. I consider rap my career. I pay the bill to keep these lights on. So it's not like, we're betting it all. At this point, we're entrepreneurs. If we're in our 30s and we're still doing this, if you're smart, you're an entrepreneur at this point. You understand passive income. You understand getting paid, while you're not working. You understand LLCs, all that type of stuff. So there's a difference between being a rapper and and a music entrepreneur or a hip hop artist who's an entrepreneur. It's not the same thing. Some people are just rappers, but some people are more than that. You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as my mother goes, it's funny. She wouldn't have anything to do with me being a rapper. And nowadays, if I tell her if I think about quitting, she'd get mad, which I find very interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Life happens how it happens.
I think sometimes too, like sometimes seeing is believing, and then also too for those parents, I think their protection kicks in because they always kind of want to protect us from the unknown. So what if somebody rejects their baby? What if somebody don't like their baby music? What if they kind of go into protection mode before it's even a situation to be protected?
Yeah, and
Like,
I'm gonna speak to that point. So when I told her I was moving to Los Angeles, the funny thing is I was in Georgia. I hadn't been back home in 2 years. I didn't even go home first. I was in Georgia and I just left. So she was very unhappy about that. But like I said, things are not how they are now anyway. There's differences, whatever. But she told me, this is what she told me, and this is kind of what makes me a bit fearless. She told me, she said, "You're gonna go out there and end up homeless on the street, somebody. You don't know this guy as well as you think you do. He's gonna put you out, and you're gonna be out there by yourself. What you gonna do? You're not gonna be able to do this. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna have a car. You're gonna be able to. You're gonna be walking. All those things happen. All those things happen. Every single last one of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here and I'm just fine. I'm doing better than I've ever been today because I went through all those things. So if I was a person who was not, or if I was just another person, I would have let those things scare me, and I wouldn't have went because of those things. But in spite of, I didn't go thinking, oh, I know this is gonna happen. I'm going thinking that'll never happen, and it did happen. But I'm still good. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, like I said, like you said, seeing is believing. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that kind of brings our conversation back full circle in the sense of, and y'all know if y'all watch every week, I'll be trying not to mix my shows and all my stuff together. But that kind of brings that spiritual side back in it, like with you kind of growing up in the church and things like that. Like those mothers, like I don't care what nobody say, them praying mothers and stuff, they be knowing. And like when they say it out loud, we don't want to hear it, but it kind of mentally preps you. Cause like once you got out there and those events started happening, it's like, dog, she said it. But it mentally kind of prepares you so it doesn't take you off guard. Like, because if she would have never said that and just kept that to herself and those things happen to you, yeah, because of your personality probably would have made you more driven. But in that moment when it first hit, it'd have been like, what in the world?
But it's the crazy part. Whenever it happened,
Uh-huh.
it's almost like another. It's almost like another world. Whenever those things they happen so spaced out and so far apart,
Okay.
I never thought, oh, she was right. I thought, well, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do
Right.
something to make this right, or I gotta get out of this situation. I was so entrenched. I didn't think about what I told you as far as me thinking, oh, everything that she said happened actually I didn't think about that until I was back here for like a couple of months. And I was sitting
Gotcha.
here thinking to myself, this politicking one day, and I'm sitting there thinking, she said all of that stuff and it actually happened, and look where you at, you fine, you good. You know what I'm saying? And it really, that put me in retrospect for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I share that with people when we have conversations like this. So it's like, it don't matter. Like somebody tells you like, don't go that way because you might get X, Y, and Z. Go that way because you might need to. You know what I'm saying? That might be what you need to go through to get. You know what I'm saying? To figure something out or understand this is what this is your mark. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely. I feel like life experience is often the best teacher, and you learn so much. Like somebody can prepare you for something, they can tell you something, or they can not. But it's not until you live it out that I
right,
had a friend that came to me recently and was like, they were posed with this situation, and I was like, I don't mean no harm, but live it out because you won't know, or you'll live a life of regret because you'll be like, man, I should have done this or I could have done that. If you do it and it works, great. If you do it and it doesn't work, at least you can have that closure knowing that it did not work. So let's try something else.
right,
Like, so if
right,
you're watching today, you got a dream, you got a vision, you got an idea. If you're still alive, go ahead and do it because you're here for a purpose. Like, I don't care if you're 45, 60. If you got a dream, then go for it.
right.
Hold on, wait. Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point, Mo. Okay.
Oh, well, she's saying so. Any negativity that is
I'm trying to read. Look, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. And it wasn't working. That is true.
right, right,
When
right,
negativity is put into your atmosphere, it can change it. And you're right, you do have to cancel it out because if not, what you'll do is you'll let that negative override that positive.
right, right.
So, sometimes you have to keep stuff in mind in the back of your head, but sometimes you have to like keep speaking positive, keep thinking positive,
And
because how you think is what you're gonna get.
that's essentially what I did too. Because like I said, what she's saying is exactly right. 'Cause I didn't go into it knowing that I was gonna come out okay or knowing that I was gonna even go through something. I really had to pretend like bad things could not happen to me. Like in order for me to go into it, I had to pretend I'm invincible and I'm untouchable.
Well, yeah, just like I was telling some people the other.
Not even invincible. Just it was just like that's not gonna happen. That's impossible. Like nah. But I stayed headstrong and then what I'm saying, it played out like it did.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree because I was just telling some people just the other day, don't let your sight blur your vision in the sense of your sight is something that you can physically see, something that's tangible, but your vision is where you want to go. It's something that you imagine yourself being there. And a lot of times we let things that are right here, temporary in front of us, blur the fact of what we can see going forward. And
Right,
the only way to adjust blurry vision is to readjust your focus. So sometimes we have these obstacles in our face that we don't see the end result. Like we forget about what we want the end result to be because we're like, oh man, I'm in this situation. I got this bill due, but I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. Like, and it throws you off for a minute. But you got to just readjust your focus in on what your vision is. Where do you see yourself going? Like, whatever it is, your business you're trying to launch, your music you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to do, you focus in on that regardless of what's around you, and like just keep pushing. Like you got to
Right.
push obstacles out the way. Los, you have any questions before we get ready to wrap? But and when I wrap, y'all don't go nowhere because I definitely have some more music I'm gonna play on our way out. But Los, did you have any questions before we ended out the interview part?
I guess just with you guys both being from the Union County area, how's your support like as far as family and the area in general?
I'm gonna let Marcus J start about the local support on that.
What you gonna let me talk about it for?
It's your interview. I'm just here.
All right. We take the book. Nah, all right, it's fine. No, it's cool. I don't really. I don't feel like. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was in Winston State University, right? One of my friends who might watch this, shout out to Nicholas Poinsett. One of my friends was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? He know I can rap. I've been nice for a while. I can just rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not popular. I'm not a huge hustler, ladies man. I can rap. I'm a little smart. And I can rap. You know what I'm saying? He said something. He was like, if don't nobody know you, if you don't take over in the city you from, you'll never blow up. Now he said this in 2008, before everything was going viral and TikTok and Instagram and Snap. Before all of that really was what it is now. So for number one, I don't believe that anymore. For number one, all right. Number two, I don't get a overwhelming amount of local support. Okay. Ti 50 Cent were talking. Well, Ti was talking about this on not this particularly, something similar. I think it was Fat Joe. He was being interviewed by Fat Joe, and he was saying how if you're from New York, you automatically get a tremendous amount of support. You get points just from being from New York. He was like, somebody in Alabama has so much further to go than somebody in New York City. I mean, somebody in Alabama got further to go than somebody in Charlotte. So somebody say I have an advantage, but I'm from Union County. I'm not from Charlotte. I'm from Monroe, and I live in Waxhaw. You know what I'm saying? So um, it's not. My dog is barking. It's driving me crazy. Can y'all hear him barking?
Not really.
Not really.
Anyway, so I don't get a lot of local support. I feel like, and I'm not bitter about it. I've never begged for support. I will never beg for people to support me or stream my music. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can beg you for something once I make it, you can beg me for something. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Right.
I'm good on that. But I feel like with the technology we have at our fingertips, and I think the amount of hustle you have, because I'm gonna tell you something else. You can't pursue music broke. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care how good you are.
Oh yeah.
Not pursue
Yeah.
music broke. You know what I'm saying?
It
And so
is not a broke
I
man
think,
sport.
yeah, I think it's more. I think that your ability to market yourself and hustle is is more important than the people you grew up with and your family members supporting you. I think if anything, the people you grew up with and your family will be jealous first before they
Oh
support
yeah.
you. Now, I'm not saying that my family is jealous or people I grew up with are jealous of me because, like I said, I'm just a local rapper. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to call me, a local rapper. So, you know, I feel like it could be better. Um, I used to do it a lot, but I told myself I don't pour in the cups that don't pour back into me, man. So I kind of cut that out. I used to be really big on promoting local rappers, other rappers, but I stopped. Rightfully so. You know, if I made that decision, I'm not saying it's a good decision or a bad one, but I don't do it anymore because you know we get to calling people fans and groupies, and that's like, come on, man. I'm trying to, do unto you,
Yeah.
do unto me. But now I'm
Right.
a fan or a groupie. So I said, nah, I can't do all of that. But it's a competition at the end of the day. So I don't know. I don't get bothered by it. I wish it was better, but at the end of the day, maybe that's a good thing because who knows who will be in your DM or in your call after you for something one day. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
True.
it is what it is.
I feel very similar to Marcus J when it comes to that aspect. Going back to what we said earlier, people gonna support who they gonna want to support, and they're gonna not support who they don't want to support. I mean, um, I feel like funny thing is for me, I have had pretty good family support, and it actually came from people that I didn't expect. like them cousins that I really didn't grow up with. Those are the ones that really champion for me. I'm trying not to look at Lowe's because Lowe's
All
might
right,
be like
love.
that. We know who in the comment section did this sometimes. But really, for real, like some of the ones that I didn't expect were the ones that are champion and really utilizing my services, whatever, whatever. But also too, like I ain't gonna lie, just for me, because I take stuff personal. Like I be like, dang, like I'm not out here making noise. Like hello, like it does kind of make me feel some type of way sometimes. But honestly, I use it as motivation. And I was really big, and I still am really big on supporting. I like to say artists who are local. I hate to call people local artists because to me that kind of keeps them confined to that area.
Right.
But
And you know what? I dare to call myself local. And thank you, Moyisha. I hope I'm saying that right, Moyisha Dub. But I dare to call myself local. But I've lived in Los Angeles and Atlanta, and people know I
right,
do music. So am I really local? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
am I really?
Right.
You know? So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But you said something that made me think of something. I can't remember what it was.
But
Oh
I,
yeah.
I've been
So this
kind
is
of
another thing
supporting.
I want to point out really quick.
Uh-huh.
So this
Go
is
ahead.
how Facebook is like a house. We gotta
Right,
remember this. Facebook is like a house because you're not gonna come to my house, sell your product in my house without giving me a cut. So you can get shadow blocked on these sites if they know you're pushing a product and not paying for your ad. If you're selling something,
Okay.
your music or your product, and you're not paying them to get your ad circulated, you're getting shadow blocked, and you won't even know it. Nobody's seeing your content. So that's another thing that I pay attention to. I don't take it personal if I don't, because I might be getting shadow banned, shadow blocked, whatever. And I put a few dollars into a few ads. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, though, I feel like there's something about me, that is not that's really old school, and I'm really up close and personal. Like I'm, I'm like I said, I got the show coming up, and I'm really into being intimate with the crowd and with the people. Like social media and stuff is cool. I need to really get better at it, but I'm just so I'm like. If you ever been texting somebody and you say something, they take it the wrong way because your voice inflection, what
right.
it was, and you. So it's like I'm so much more like interface with people up close and personal, But I need to get better at this whole promoting yourself online thing because that's really where it is at this point. Getting your face out there online, having the internet presence, Then the local support comes after your internet presence grows to a certain
Yeah.
point. That's when the local support starts to
Oh
flood
yeah,
in.
that's when they want to ride the coattail because you made it now. That's my cousin. Everybody your
Hmm.
cousin, and
Right.
Exactly.
everybody know
Yeah,
you
yeah.
since elementary school, and everybody your best friend, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I remember when we
And
used to
start
rap
pulling
like
out
that.
yearbook pictures.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what?
Like that
Los,
fire
I ain't gonna
coming
lie.
up.
Before we got on here tonight, I was upstairs like, I know I got a yearbook because I have all my yearbooks. I was like, I know Marcus Jaden signed at least one of these yearbooks here. Like, let me look middle school, and I did find one or two. But my point is, because that's what we do. Because when folks make it, yeah, I got the autograph before the
Yeah,
autograph was even paid.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, well, Marcus J, before we let you go, was there anything else that you wanted to tell the people? I know I want to tell them one more time to make sure that they download your project. If they look you up and get this right here, when you see this symbol right here, you already know what it is. Make sure you're following Marcus J on social media as well, which you can see that right there at the bottom of the screen.
I'm not gonna
Listen, we're
leave.
not going to deny you, Mo. We got you, Mo. We got you. You in the family.
Right.
But Marcus, you have any more like last things you want to say to the people before we let you go?
No, I would say when you listen to the album, just understand that each song is, they all stand alone. They all tell a different story, and it's a sequence. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really a sequence. So just try to give it all a listen if you got the time, and I appreciate it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. This will not be the last time. We'll definitely get you back on here. And we just thank you for your time really tonight.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's motivation and it's inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Let me know I'm gonna head down the right path. I appreciate it.
And most definitely, we thank you. We appreciate you. I'll be up with you.
All right.
All right. All right, Los, what you think?
Yeah, that's definitely. I just want to say like one more thing about the project. Like
Oh,
when I was
Lord.
listening through it, like by the time I got to the end, it was like, wait a minute, this the end? Like
Wait, okay, Los,
I'm
stay on the screen. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play some of his music, some of it from this one, some of it from the first one, just to give the people a little taste of Marcus J in case they missed when the show first started. So this one that I'm about to load up now is called as real as they come.
Yeah, yeah. I am as real as they come. Living my lyrics is fun. Can you relate? I am Zenobia's son, but still I'ma keep me a gun. I gotta be safe. Tell all my niggas it come. If the niggas run, they gon' be late. I am as real as they come. One of the realest of ones that ain't in debate. I am as real as they come. Living my lyrics is fun. Can you relate? I am Zenobia's son. Still I'ma keep me a gun. I gotta be safe. Tell all my niggas they come. Even if them niggas run, they gon' be late. I am as real as they come. One of the realest of ones that ain't in debate. I started pedaling back in the way. Going to class, it got in the way. Could have been right at the top of the class, but fucking with niggas who can graduate. See, I had a choice, play in the street or play in the yard. I didn't stay. I got an act, not a beans in my driveway. I do 100 past the family on the highway. Sick of my family only come around Fridays. And it be every other before I blaze. Check out my lyrics, I can take it to a high place. I'm checking niggas who be coming at me sideways. Might let it slide if I know you ain't on my plane. Ain't reaching down for no little niggas, nah, man. And people have me feeling like I'm y'all mean. And this is y'all king. What the fuck do y'all think? I could be far behind all ball game and still the win cause you flawed all game. Always sticking to my plan like it's wall paint. Do what I want, not what I can, y'all can't. Loose lips, sink ships, they were all sank. I let a bitch suck my dick while my balls stank. Sitting of a slave, ancestor of a king. Spirit with a body, that's what making human beings. She the daughter of a man. I'm a son of a god. You the son of a bitch. I need a round of applause. Sitting of a slave. Yeah, yeah. You could be something you know that I'm not. I call you something that's gonna make you high. You have been fucking and you tryna hide it. I'm up to something you know when I'm lying. I'm at the point where I don't need a night. She at the but she don't see me on fire. The connections is broken and we can't deny. They treated us smoking, you really should try. She take the blow. We keep on fighting. I'm mentally ill, cause this is desire, but she like it too. So she inside me, her sixes, they gas, they liquid and at me. I get up and leave, she never get at me. Don't want me to eat, she think I'm excited. I think she a tiger, I'm not so exotic. Hypnotized till like I was hypnotic, yeah. I'm only drinking with you cause it's toxic, baby. Sipping on that water, need to stop it, babe. I'm only drinking with you cause it's toxic, baby.
All right, you guys, that was Toxic. He actually released that in February. So listen, just make sure y'all are streaming Marcus J's music. Listen, also too, on next week, my girl Gabrielle Storm is gonna be in the building, honey. Well, not in the building, like, cause we're still virtual, but the Storm is definitely gonna be here. So y'all do not want to miss it. Y'all want to make sure y'all get her Christmas album, A Gift for You. Make sure you're streaming Marcus J's newest one, volume 2. You want to make sure you're on that. Los, you got anything you want to say before we get off of here?
No, y'all be easy.
Not y'all be easy. Thank you for my compliment, Mo. I try. You know, I felt like I hadn't been on here in a while. I had to spruce it up. Try something different, had different hair color, you know what I'm saying? Trying something new. All right, y'all. Listen, we love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Shut up, fool. I almost went a whole show without telling you to shut up. I almost went a whole show. I got this close to the tail in the last little 10 minutes, and you got cussed out almost. Listen, all right, y'all. We out of here. We thank y'all. Make sure you tune in again on next week. All right, y'all. Be easy. See y'all next week.